Recording in progress.
All right, weekly outlook for the 24th day of February. So there's an agenda here. We don't want to spend a lot of time. You got things to do, I do too. But what we want to do is we want to go over the announcements that's going to happen this week and see if we need to be flat in the market at any certain time. We want to take a look at the alerts that we saw tonight just for a better understanding of how they happen. And then thirdly, we want to find the swing trade or the real estate of the week trade. So let's just get into it, okay? First thing is the alerts this week. I mean, the fundies. There's not a lot happening, by the way, okay? You can see that we on Thursday, we got unemployment claims. That will be a big deal right there. And you got PCE price index on Friday, okay? Well, you don't trade on Friday, so that's not going to be a problem, all right? So, Trump's already spoken. That's all over. And there's a CPI and Aussie dollar. So if you live across the pond, you need to be aware of that right there. So there are no New York announcements whatsoever. Okay. So there you go. So just be aware when these happen. I do this every week. I put it together and go, it's a little bit of work, but you got to do it. So you know when to be flat and when not to be flat. Anything is going to be a major announcement, right? These are only high impact, then you need to be flat. Okay, so there it is right there. You can go to Forex Factory or Forex Live and get the same thing, right? All right, let's take a look at the announcement of the alerts for tonight. All right, so let me go home here and take a look at the alerts. Here we go. All right. So first thing I do is I tell you what I think the dollar's doing. Now, I am not sure of the dollar at all. As you can see here, let me make sure this stays up for a minute or two. Hold on. All right. Give me a second. Oh, where are you? It's not here. Kind of weird. Okay. I don't know what it is. So the alerts, I have the dollar index down. Now you can see right here, I have adjusted this channel now, but this is where we're sitting with a doji at the top of a move, all right? Now we are underneath the MACD, so the higher probability is going down, except for the fact that we have divergence in the mix. You can see this is going up, this is going down. So typically that means this is going up. So now you have to find something that overrides that. What would override that? Okay. So you can see you got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and you're in a fifth wave to the downside with basically a sideways movement, right? That means that we'll probably continue down because we're below the zero line break on the MACD. We would anticipate that. However, the chart is not proving that whatsoever. It's sitting up here and it's moved up and it's right up here. And are we going to break out north? Or are we going to break out down? Does anybody know what it's going to do? Answer that question. Anybody know what it's going to do? No, we don't know what it's going to do. Nope. Michael said, nope. So we don't know what it's going to do. That means that, I put alerts out. I don't know what it's going to do. You're going to trade tonight. You don't know what it's going to do. All right. So you're waiting for this dollar. Sure, I do. Not. There you go, Robert. So, they may only be trying to get up here to this channel where they can sell it off. Now, they also may be trying to get up here where they can break it out. So we don't have that information now. So what does that mean? We have a lot more risk. We probably have 50 or 60% more risk in anything that we decide to do. All right. So you always take that into consideration because you major in risk. You don't major in reward. All right. You major in risk. And right now it is not clear whatsoever. And that's what I say. It's playing with us. If it reverses, replot the targets in reverse. I have it down. Why do I have it down? Because I'm below the zero line break of the MACD. It wouldn't take much to turn that to the downside. If they decide to hit that and go down, and this would continue the fifth wave. Here's the problem. Here's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 that has not gone anywhere. Remember, the third wave and the fifth wave are usually the same size. All right, so let's just take a look at that. If we take a look at the third wave, which is here, and we look at the fifth wave, which is here, does everybody see that that day chart bottom is highly likely? Highly likely, all right? So what are they doing here? Well, you can see they're in confusion because they got a doji sitting there. They don't know what to do, right? But I think the higher probability is to the downside. Now, I just said the worst word in Forex. What was the worst word in Forex? Think. I think it's going down. That's a bad thing to say in the Forex, all right? The chart says we don't know. That's the answer. We don't know if we're going down or we're going up, all right? So I have it down. I've made a decision that I think it might be going down. A lot of that determined because I have a doji here. Doji is always indecision. So those of you who are new in here, remember that dojis are indecision. They're not decided to go up. They're not decided to go down. So a doji in the market always signifies indecision. All right. Now, based on the structure, we should finish a fifth wave to the downside, which is why I have it down. But I have no clue if that's going to happen, right? So we're going to go back to the alerts, and the first one that I sent out was this Euro Aussie. All right, let me pull it up here. Euro Aussie, where are you? Right here. All right, so I have the Euro Aussie up, and we already have bulls here, so that helps us to know, yeah, we probably might go up there. All right, so the entry price is at 65.04, which is about right in, right in here, area right here, something about in here, and that's the trade right there. Oh yeah, because all sideways moves, Sonia, are continuation patterns. All right, so we have to learn the continue. By the way, so that's a great question. Okay, Sonia, there are only 4 reversal patterns. There are only 4. Everything else is continuation because the Forex is about continuation. All right, so the 4 patterns that are not continuation are head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, rising wedge, and a falling wedge. All right. Now, we also have things that are not patterns. For instance, a triple top, a double top, a triple bottom, or a double bottom. They're not patterns. That's what they are. All right. So if it's not showing a reversal pattern, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, in rising wedge or a falling wedge, then everything else is a continuation pattern. Because in the Forex, because we range, everything is about continuing what we've already built. All right. So here's a great example right here. What have they already built? Now I could easily put a channel on here. In fact, I'll go ahead and do it. All right. So I'm going to put the channel on here. Hold on to get to it. All right. Now, so if everything is continuation, heart lines proved back here. All right. So you see now, once I put the channel on, what happens to your brain, Sonia? I'm not picking on Sonia, by the way. She asked a great question. Huh? What does your brain say now? Once I put that channel onto the upside, bias to the upside. Exactly correct. And that's why, and Maurice also, that's why you want to always be, before you put it on, you have to make sure you're committed to that bias, because once you put it on, you're not going to see anything else. It's like seeing the arrow in a FedEx logo. I can't unsee that channel now. Once it's on there, I can't see it. All right. Now, if I don't have the channel on, let me take it off here for a second. All right. Remember, this is a training session. Let me pull this off to the side. If I don't have the training session, the channel on there, and I did this right here, would you say we're in a box? Now there are 2 different things here. All right. See, a box says we're going to go up here and then we're going to break to the downside. The channel says we're going to break to the upside. See, that's why you got to be so careful about bias. All right. You put it on. Yeah, it is a big sideways market. Okay. But that's when it comes down. MACD says up for sure. Why does MACD? Nice job, Robin, by the way. See what MACD shows you? We've made the turn to the upside. All right. And we have bulls already here. All right. So these are the clues that you use when you're a trader, and you have to instantly see them. Like Robin instantly saw MACD says up for now. All right. So she saw that. Why? Because she's a trader. She's been with me since 2005. All right. So she's been here a long time and she learned it. All right. So once I know, I get a hypothesis that says, I think this is going up. All right. Now I just said the worst word in Forex, think. All right. So now I got to prove it. All right. I have an idea that this may be going up. So how do I prove that? That's when the charts really help you. All right, because I think it's going up, all right, but the chart said, by the way, on a 240 world, yeah, you're going up. If I look at all this right in here, I go, wow, they're really trying to push it up. When I look at the 60, what does it say? We're going up. When I look at the current firmer chart, it says if you're in, that arrow says if you're in, you need to hold this. Then I look over here at the oscillators and say, yeah, you're going up. Yeah, you're going up. No, you're going sideways. No, you're going sideways. No, you're coming down. Well, I can see that. It's 5 minutes, so it's going down. So what do I think of, right? My brain says, and the MACD says we rolled over to the upside. So what is MACD and what is all that information, see that all that information comes up with do we agree with your hypothesis or do we not? If the agreement is yes, we believe it's up, then what do? I put the channel on. And once I put the channel on, it becomes very clear that that's what they're trying to do. Does that help anybody? All right, so that's an alert. I just put an alert out, but why did I come up with that for alert? I had a breakout right here. Notice this candle was bright red going up. So there was a battle in there. All right. If it had turned down here, that would make sense. But it didn't turn down. They didn't go anywhere and they bounced it up. No. This is what we do, Sonia. You're not stopping me because this is what we do. All right. Our purpose here, remember, at all times, our purpose here is to give you more information about what you're seeing so that it becomes natural to you as opposed to foreign. All right. So great question. You did a great job. Fantastic. Can't get any better than that. That's all there is to it. All right. So I'm looking at this right here. All right. So you can see that trade 1 is here and trade 2 is here. How easy is that? What tells me that? The chart tells me that, not Scott. Scott's not saying I think it's going up. Scott's not saying I think I need to put a second position on somewhere. Scott says, if I do get the up move, my second position is here for 50 pips here with 2 lots. And my first position is a bounce off that bottom right there. Now, does that make sense as you look at it? Does that make sense when you look at it? Excuse me. In an uncontested area, you got 2 of them. One's right here. Well, excuse me. One's right here and one's right here. 2 uncontested areas. How do you clarify that it's a bottom? Because once they took this top out right here, Stephen, once they took that top out, that's the bottom. Does that make sense, Stephen? Now, they ran out of buyers before they hit the target. See that? So I ran out of buyers. What do I got to do? I got to go find buyers. Where are they? They're to the downside. So what did they do to make sure everybody knows we're going up? A, B, C. You see that, Stephen? Okay. So the ABC says, and by the way, we're going up. And then we saw that we were here this morning when this happened. We saw this big red candle here. Okay. Now it's red. Okay. This is why you have to be careful about colors. Okay. Red and green may be good, they may not be. Okay, you can see that was a bullish candle, but it's bright red because the bears were fighting them. They were fighting them like crazy. We want to go down. We want to go down. We want to go down. We want to go down, and they lost. See that? Oh no, I meant down here. This is the bottom down here. Yeah, sorry, that might have been my fault. Okay. All right, so this is what I'm looking at right here. All right, anybody got any questions on that one? All right, this is the reason we do this, okay? Because we're not in a hurry. We're not sitting here to try to trade. I've sent alerts out. How the heck could Scott Barkley send alerts out to, hundreds of people? How could I do that and have any confidence that what I'm putting out there actually is real? I do that because it's not me, it's the charts. I read the charts. Once a chart talks to me and says, by the way, I think you're right, you're going up, I put the alert out. Do I know it's going out? I don't know that because I don't know what the dollar's doing. But I can see what this is doing. See? Does that make sense? I can see what this is doing. I got bulls. I got a breakout. MACD is rolled over to the upside. I got a channel to the upside, and I got a big wide open space. That's how I determine whether that's an opportunity or not. Do I know it's going to go? I have no clue if it's going to go. It could flip right here and go down. Why could it do that? Well, let's take a look at it. Because I got lower highs. See that? So if it comes down here and does this and does that, would that make sense? If it did that, I would be totally wrong if I thought if it did that. Is that correct? Question, is that correct? I would be totally wrong if it did that. Where is everybody? Thank you, Robert. All right. So if it did that, you can see really quickly that you'd be looking at this to the downside. You see that? This was a bull flag right here. This is a bull flag. Pretty steep, but it is a bull flag right there, Michael. Bull flag for the upside move. See that? Now, yeah, you got it. Okay, good. All right. Now, if I get a bounce here, I can see the opportunity. All right. So is it an opportunity that I might take advantage of? Maybe, maybe not. But the point is, I figured it out. I figured it out. And if it goes, I go, yeah, you're pretty smart, Scott. No, I'm not pretty smart. I watch the charts. The charts talk to me. How do I get to the level where they talk to me? I got to do lots of work for that to happen. All right. All right. So that's the first one up there. Back to the alerts. All right. Next one I sent out was the Swiss yen. All right. Let's go look at the Swiss yen. All right. I also have that going up. Now the good news is here I had a breakout. I have bulls here. Can you see the MACD already pointing its way? Remember, MACD points the way, and on our charts, it's 82% going in that direction. All right. So just a cursory look, and that's all we're looking at right now. Would everybody agree that we're probably going up? Does that make sense? We're making higher lows right here, higher lows. You see that? All right. All right. See. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for the chart to tell me what it's trying to do. I'm not and then if the dollar is clear, it's a no-brainer. But right now the dollar is not clear. All right. So I got 1, 2, 3, almost 4 T30s, almost 120 pips there. Wow, that's awesome. That's really nice. Okay. So one thing I lack here is where do I move my fibs in this wide open space? Now remember, always remember this. From this fib to this fib is uncontested. From this fib to this fib is uncontested. Anybody want this move up here? Anybody interested in that right there? That's probably tomorrow's trade if it continues up. MACD's pointing the way up, all right? And remember, if you've done your MACD work, you know that on our charts, it's 82% correct. Maybe you found 90, maybe you found 87, whatever you did when you did it. If you go over to MT4, what is it? It's 66, okay? So it's kind of, not quite as good as we want it to be, right? It's still good. 66 is pretty good. But 82% to 90 is really, really good, all right? So I got it going up. I already got bears here, all right? Let me remove this, all right? So, if it continues up, I'll put the channel on, all right? I don't have the channel on right now, but the channel would be like this to the upside. I'm not doing it yet until I see some movement up in here. Why? Because I get biased to the upside, all right? What do I got? I'm making lower highs, all right? So I could still go down. See, you gotta put one thing against the other. Is it going up and it's stopping here? It could be because I got a doji, which is indecision. I don't know. Then I go and say, okay, why do I have indecision? Why would there be indecision here? Does anybody know what the dollar is doing? Nope. Nobody knows what the dollar is doing. Therefore, it's indecision. All right. Now, if it does go, and it's 120 pips up there, Once it starts going, you will put a channel on like this. Let me go ahead and do it. I'm going to take it back off immediately, but once I know, see, I got to get it. See if let me start. If I go like this, is that a good angle? Is that a good angle? Got to have 45 degrees. No, it's not. So I know I can't put that on, right? But once it starts going, could I do this? Connect, find that wick right there and go like this. And now, does it make sense to make that move up there? Well, you don't put it on until you're sure. All right. Now, I don't know if it's going down, but the clues are in the charts. All right. So this tells me I'm going up. Bulls here tells me I'm going up. Higher lows tells me I'm going up. All right. See that? Now, I confirm that by looking at the three musketeers and the oscillator. That's why the charts are amazing. All right. The charts say, okay, let me help you out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're going up. Yeah, by the way, we were going up. We're going down now in this little pullback, which is, I can see that's a doji. And then what does this look like? That's not a doji. Yeah, we're going up. 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 And this says we're going down. And I see it's a doji. This is coming down in a doji. All right, with MACD going up. Should I consider the buy or should I consider the sell? What does the chart say? It's not a matter of what Scott says. What does the chart say? Does the chart say up or does the chart say down? Up. Exactly right, Maurice. All right. So I'm going to take this off right now because it's not clear yet. I don't want to be biased to the upside. I'm going to take it off. But once it starts going, I'll put it right back on because now I'm convinced I'm a buyer and I will be a buyer. All right. But right now I'm not convinced. All right. All right. So there you go. All right. So that's the Swiss yen. Next one I sent out. Let me pull this over here. Well, this is why we do this because, it allows us to flesh this out a little bit before it happens. None of this has happened. So what is your thought process, Scott, in trying to figure out where the currency is going? All right. Next one is the Euro New Zealand. All right. And let me pop it up here. All right. Now, what does the Euro New Zealand tell you? All right, we did this morning. I'm going to take that off for now, but that's probably where the outside line is right now, right? Right now, I'm in a channel to the upside. MACD says, by the way, you're going up. Bulls are here. You can see that. Here's the target, which is the ATR on the 1270 and a fib. So in other words, when you see that, you know that it's going to be hard to get through three lines. And so when they hit that, they're going to pull off it. So you know when you get up here, you got to be really tight with your stop. You got to be really tight because the highest probability is going to pull back off of that. Because there's three things here: fib, ATR, and a 1270 fib. All right, so you know that's what it's going to do. So the chart has told you how to trade this up, and when you get here, what do? I move my stop tight, 4 pips, and if it keeps on going, I'm in. I'm also, when I hit this, I'll most likely be at the top of the channel. Another reason to go down. You see that? So the chart is telling you, before it happens, it's telling you what it's trying to do. I see the bulls here, right? I can see the opportunity, which is right here, right here. All right. So if I get a break, take out this top and hook back down, maybe to here, maybe all the way to here. There's trade 1, there's trade 2, right up here, and we're going to hold for the 1.618. MACD says we're going up. See that? All right. So this is how I put the alerts together. I mean, I come in here about 3:15, 3:30, and I look at the charts. I first determine what I think the dollar is doing. If I can't figure it out, I tell you, I don't know what the heck it's doing. All right. But once I know that I think the dollar's going up or I think the dollar's going down because the chart says that, then I look for opportunities that are based on correlation. All right. And then I look and see if there's a chart that says, by the way, we're trying to go up. By the way, we're trying to go up. See that? This is not rocket science. We're trying to go up. The bulls are here. Any bears here? Nope, it's all bulls. All right. Therefore, that's an opportunity right there. All right, so there you go. That's the third one. And back to the alerts. The next one was the pound New Zealand. All right. All right, so pound New Zealand, what do we got? We got a breakout. We got bulls here. MACD is pointing up. There's a big target because it's got a big ATR up there. All right, it may only go up to the 1,000. That's all it may do. All right, so remember the target for this move right here after the pullback is the 1,000. Will they get up there? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. This is why this is always trade one is 1/30 your lots. Never trade more than 1/30 your lots in the first trade, because if you get it wrong, you're going to get it wrong on 1/30 your lots. If you trade all your lots, you're going to get it wrong in all three of your lots. Okay, so always remember, you divide your account by 3 lots. You trade 1/3 and 2/3. All right. If you've got a small account, you trade in micros. You got a decent account, you trade in minis. You got a really big one, then there's Robin. Okay, so Robin, by the way, you can thank Robin for this little blue line on here. That's what you can tell. This blue line right here. When we first put it on, we put it out there to our traders. Robin was here. And Robin said, if you take that off, I'm leaving. Basically, that's what she said. Because this thing helps me so much. All right. So I'm glad you brought that up, Robin. So see how the T3 is moving to the upside. Yeah, you did. You did. I don't remember exactly how you said it, but you said, do not even think about taking that off the charts, because we were tempted to take it off. And Jerry put it on there and said, man, I think this thing helps us. And Robin was here. This is 2005. It's, a long time ago. And she said, you know what? You better leave that sucker on. So thank Robin for it. When you're above the T3, you're most likely a buyer. When you're below the T3, you're most likely a seller. See that? It's just a piece of information. That's all it is. It's a piece of information. Right? And then once you get got angle like that, or we don't have any angle right now, but once this turns up, you'll have angle with the T3 following the candles. See that? All right. So T3 is critical. It's a big deal. All right. So MACD says we're going up. We're going up. We know where the target is because it's the ATR. That's a statistical probability. It's right here at the 1.618. If I get this trade to the upside, I move my stop here, here, and here. I don't move it any other time. Do not move it unless you have a mathematical reason to move your stop. Traders do this all the time. Oh man, I want 15 pips. I'm going to move my stop. And they get stopped out and it goes right where they went. What was their problem? Well, it wasn't a mathematical reason. And so they get stopped out and they blame the broker. The broker stopped me out again. He did not stop you out. So you can see that the trade here is pretty simple. You break this top, there's the opportunity right there. See that? All right. So my target is up here on New Zealand. And let me put it up here. It's at the entry price is 2.2048. We're at 20.40. All right, so we need, what do I say? A break, hook, and go. See that? Break, hook, and go. So it's got a break, hook back to 2.048, and bounce. Trade 1, trade 2. Fast trackers. Break, hook, and go. Trade 1, trade 2, trade 3. All right, so fast trackers will always make more money than a retail trader. Why will they do that? Because they have a methodology that is designed to take advantage of those things, right? And more importantly, they understand why they can do it. Not because it's there, but because they understand why they can do it. All right, so that's the opportunity. It's a big opportunity up there. All right, anybody got any questions on any of those alerts? Everybody good? All right. All right, so now we're going to try to find a swing trade. All right, we call it the real estate of the week. All right, real estate is the chart you have to deal with of the week. Is what is it going to do this week? All right. So what we're looking for is currencies that can go 500 pips or more before Friday. That's what we're looking for. 500 pips or more before Friday. All right. So how do we do that? We go back here and we go to the ATR. Now, Jerry made this really easy. Thank you, Michael. By just clicking on this, you get the lowest to the highest. So you click it again and you get the highest to the lowest. Okay, so all of them are right here. All right. Only we use big currency, big ATR. Why? We're trying to go 500 pips in 4 days. All right. So I need a currency that can go over 100 pips a day. See, it's just logic. It's just logic. All right. So you can see here that the currencies that can go over that are from the Euro New Zealand, and that's barely possible, to all these up here. All right. So you can see that the pound yen is 206, euro yen is 174, dollar yen is 153, Swiss yen is 151, pound New Zealand is 123. This is so close to 100, I'm not going to bother the euro New Zealand, although it's a good intraday trade. All right, so now we know what they are. All right, so those are the only currencies we're looking at. So we go over to the pound yen and we start. Now, this is not rocket science. This is very simple. It's very simple. It's you pull it up to a 240, all right, and you say, okay, if you're going up or you're going down, all right, which way you're going? Well, now they're telling us they're going up. So I can see the top is right here on this green line right here. That line is at 193.30, all right? So I just take a calculator up and I put in 190.30, subtract where we are now, 189.39, 189.39. That equals, can't be right. Hold on. What am I doing wrong? I'm gonna have to put the decimal points in, which I hate to do, but I'll do it anyway. All right. 193.30, 193.30 minus 189.49, 189.41 equals 359 pips. All right, that's not enough. I got to have 500 pips. All right. Yeah, thank you. All right. So pound yen eliminates itself. Euro yen. All right, pull that up. Going up to the 240 chart. I'm not looking for the intraday trade. I'm looking for where's it going to be at the end of the week. All right. If it decides to go up, could it go all the way up to the day chart top? There's a day chart top. Yeah. So that's what I use. All right. So I pop the fib and I go, oh, where did the chart go? All right. Hold on. All right. The top is 164.12, 164.12. See, this is not rocket science. It's just it's fourth grade math. All right. Just remember, I'm at 157.10. There we go. 702 pips. That's a big one. All right. I'm not done yet. I'm just trying to find, all I'm doing right now is trying to find out where it is. All right. I go to the dollar yen. All right. Dollar yen is going up. Now, this makes no sense because we have the dollar down, but it's saying we're going up. All right. All right. Well, man, it is what it is. So you go up to 240 and you find out where the top is. All right, the top is here. This is why when you first put the charts on, you get the top and the bottom. This is why it's so important for you to nail where that is so you don't have to go look for it. All right, the top is at 158.87. 158.87. Subtract where we are now, 150.10, 150.10. That equals 877 pips. Okay? Lots more than 500 pips. Okay, and the final, we got the CJ next. CJ, we're trying to, just because there's a big number doesn't mean it's going to get there. Right? We go up to 240, and if we're going up, are we going to go all the way up to here? All right, that's the key. All right, now, if we decide this is a good one, we'll come back and redo this chart. All right. So the top is at 174.84, 174.84. We'll subtract where we are now, 167.20. 764. Well, we got a lot of big ones this week. All right, and finally we got pound New Zealand. Everything is going up. Wow. Up to the 240, and the top is right here, 2443. All right, 2.44. 3, subtract where we are now, 2.2044 equals. That's 238 pips. So it's not big enough. All right. So we got 4 opportunities here, 4 chances. We got the pound yen, we got the euro yen, the dollar yen, and the CJ. Notice that they're all yen crosses. Does everybody notice that? Every one of them is a yen cross. So we're going to start to work up the pound yen. All right. If it goes up, and that's a big if, and they're trying to go up right now, you can see it. So I'm going to get rid of all the downside stuff. All right. I got a good fib on here. See that, Sonia? The swing high, swing low, right there. Swing low, swing high. All right. So these numbers are good if they prove that they are. All right. Do they know where it is? 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 See that? Okay. All right. So there's the opportunity right there. If they go up here like this, and they go all the way to the top like they did over here, where's my opportunity? All right. So, all right. So I can see it already. I'm going to get rid of this to the downside. All right. I'm going to get rid of this to the downside. All right. Now, we had a live trade to the downside that didn't work. All right. Should we have taken that this morning? Let's go see. Here's the live trade to the downside. Should we have taken it? Yes, we should have. It didn't work. All right. They decided to turn it. Can I do anything about that? I can't do anything about that. Nothing about it. I can't do anything. All right. So first thing is, where could I trade this to the upside? So I'm going to put a swing high. I'm going to put a single line trend line across these tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I ignore those wicks because there's only 2 of them. There's 7 here. All right. So here's the opportunity up here. This is the opportunity right up in here. All right. So I'm still 60 pips away from it. But if I do break it, put it up here. If I do break it, I can now pop a fib from the swing high, swing low, swing low, to swing high. Oh, got the wrong one. Hold on. Swing low, to swing high, swing low. All right. And that gives me these big wide open spaces. Can you see how they're starting to show up where the wide open spaces are? Right here. All right. The 1000 is above the box here. All right. If I break out here, all right, I can't trade this until I get out of this part right here and above this line. But if I get above that line, there's the trade right there. All right. So I can see it. All right. Now I'm going to go down to the 60-minute chart. Okay. And I'm going to see what kind of trajectory I need. So to trade it intraday is one thing. To trade it up there is a different thing because I'm trading a swing trade versus an intraday trade. If I were to break into this area here, there's trade 1, there's trade 2, there's trade 3 right there. All right. When do I put those in if I like it? I don't like this trade, but I'm just telling you right now, I don't like it because I need 4 or 5 places where I can put them in. But I would put an entry order here, and I put an entry order here for this top right here. That's it. And I would put them in now. Now, if you want to trade that trade, all right? I don't like that because there's only three wide open spaces. That's it. And they're big wide open spaces, but there's only 3. That doesn't mean I can't trade it intraday up here. I can trade it intraday anytime I want to, but to find a swing trade is a different story. So I'm not going to go with that pound yen. All right. I'm going to go over to the EJ. All right. Now EJ, a whole different ball game. We got a lot of space up here. We got an ATR right here. So you can see if you take this and you go up to here and up here, it's a 3-day trade. Will that finish by Friday? Yeah. If they want to go up, they can do it. All right. Big wide open space here, big wide open space. Now I check and see if the fibs are good, and you can see they're using these fibs, so I don't change them. If they weren't using them, I would change them, but they're not. They are changing them. All right, so I can see the trade right here. The trajectory, if it happens, is here, right there. All right. So where are the wide open spaces? Well, you can see this big one right here. You can see this one right here. You can see this one right here. You see this one right here. See this one right here. See this one right here, and this one right here. See how much better that trade is than the pound yen? Look at all those places. Now, when do I put those entry orders in on the break of the barrier? K, when do we put them in, K? K, by the way, is the queen. K owns the first position, the second position, and the third position on real estate of the week. Her top position, her number one trade was over 8,000 pips. 8,000 pips. Her second one was over 4,000, maybe 6,000. I don't know. And her third one was like almost 4,000 pips. See? All right. So when do I put them in? Now. All right. You say, well, tell me the numbers. That doesn't help you. If I tell you the numbers, it doesn't help you. You go find the numbers. Put the fibs on. Find the numbers and trade it, because you got to do it yourself. Not because Scott said it, because you know what to do. You put those in. Now, the key to trading a real estate of the week trade is trade one. Trade number one. You put that trade in, you put the limit right there. And your job is to keep trade one on all the way to there. All right. Now, you're going to have to deal with all this stuff that they do all the way up. All right. Which means these pullbacks you're going to have to live through. You're going to have to live through them. All right. And sometimes you may have to adjust this. Okay. I got an entry order right here, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Do I want to leave that on? No, because I don't want to get wicked in and have them pull back. So I might have to take that off for a while and put it back on. See, all those things you have to do. All right, but there's a big opportunity there to the upside. So I would say that Euro Yen is going to be a real estate of the week trade to the upside. Remember, you're looking at thousands of pips, folks, not not hundreds, thousands of pips, thousands of pips. All right. Is that worth trying to do everything you can to stay in? And the purpose of trade one, understand this, trade number one, its only job is to produce profit, so that as you continue to go up and you get extra orders up to the upside here like this, you see them all the way up, the profit on trade one covers the risk of that trade. The profit on trade one covers the risk of that trade. The profit on trade one covers the risk of this trade. The profit on trade one covers the risk of this trade. So what am I doing? I'm trading riskless once I get 3 positions on. If I get 3 positions at break even or better, I cannot lose. I cannot lose. I may not make a lot of money, but I cannot lose. All right. You don't know what it's going to do. You don't know how it's going to get up there. All right. It may do all kinds of crazy things. Your job is to hold trade one. So real estate of the week is EJ. Let's take a look at the UJ. Now, UJ follows the dollar. Right now it says we're trying to go up. All right. But are we really? All right. So we're at a day chart bottom here. Okay. Day chart bottom. They took it out. All right. So, wow, there's the day chart top. Are you going to go up? Now, here's your first problem. Dollar yen goes against the pound yen and the euro yen. And we've already figured that the euro yen is probably going to go up. So my problem is it's too early to figure UJ out. Let's make sure it completes the buy to the upside, and then we'll go refigure it. But I'm not going to figure it now because it's not conclusive. So I'll walk away from that one for now. All right. So the next one is the CJ. All right. And CJ is telling us we're going to go up, right? And that will require that the dollar go down. Well, the dollar has not committed yet, as you can see, but we're starting to get a close and reverse to the downside for a 5th wave, right? So we go over to the CJ and say, okay, if you go, you're going up to there, right? So let me put the new fibs on here. I'm going to remove these fibs. I'm going to remove this day chart bottom here because I got another one down here. I'm going to go up even higher to a 360 so I can see. I got less candles, but I want to see the top and the bottom. All right, so I can see the top and the bottom. I'm going up, so I figured the bottom to the top right there. See? Now, I stop. Once I put a fib on, they got to prove that they know those numbers. They got to prove that they know those numbers. See that? If you can't prove that you know those numbers, then I got to go look for another one. But as you can see, they know where they are. Okay, so to the upside. They know that one, 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 and they know the top. If it goes up here, those are the wide open spaces. All right. All right. So, and we have it up today, which means if we get trade one here, trade one stays on to here. If you're going to trade it as a real estate of the week, let me take this off. All right, where this top is. All right. All right. So we can see the wide open spaces right now. All right. They're like this. Here's trade one, and here's trade two, here's trade three, here's trade four, here's trade five, here's trade six. Okay. Now, where's my problem? My problem is going to be right here. Right here. Because when I execute this trade right here, I am only 35, 40 pips from the target, which could drop it down. All right. So the thing to do in this situation is not put that one in, put all the rest of them in, but trade this intraday up here and hold trade one all the way to the top. All right. With an entry order above the ATR, above the fib, above the fib, above the fib, above the fib, and above the fib. Understanding that trade one's job, if I'm going to trade it as a real estate of the week, and it's the same intraday, is to hold to the target. Well, in an intraday thing, this is the target. But in a real estate of the week, this is the target up here. See, that's the difference. All right. If I can hold trade one, no matter what it does here, pulls back down, goes down, you know, it's going to go up and down, just like it did over here, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. See, if it does that and I hold trade one and it's going to go to the target, it's never coming back to break even. So my job is to get trade one to break even. That's it. All right. So switch in. 764 pips to the upside, real estate of the week. Right. Anybody got any questions on those? Any questions on those at all? Okay, everybody good? Everybody good? It's the EJ and the CJ to the upside. All right, good. All right, go to work. You got to go figure it out. All right. All right, everybody. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. We'll talk to you soon.